Hi there. You're listening to Lee's newsletter video for the first time. And today we're going to take another look at the oil industry and the way in which Dumbpire is running the nation right now. Today's Substack article by Paul Krugman, The Emperor's New Oil, highlights why the Dumbpire isn't going to get any oil out of Venezuela. As he explains, it's a sheer fantasy. A close friend of mine who invests in projects of this scale told me yesterday that it's going to cost over $110 billion to rehabilitate and operate the Venezuela oil industry over the next 10 years, which is the minimum window it would take to begin to recoup the investment. That is to say, you'd be spending $110 billion before you started to see any profits. And the reason for this is that the proven reserves just aren't there. Proven reserves has a special meaning. It refers to reserves that have been located and confirmed as oil that can be profitably extracted. That's a big deal because although Venezuela does have enormous reserves of heavy crude oil, there's no way it can be profitably extracted. It's expensive to recover, expensive to refine, and more difficult to market. As my friend told me, the numbers just don't work. P.S., and you'll see in a moment why this is going to be important, guess where the specialized, I emphasize that word, refineries that can refine that oil are located? Louisiana! What a coincidence! Okay, so, as I said day before yesterday, and an impromptu consensus is clearly emerging, oil companies, U.S. oil companies anyway, definitely aren't going into Venezuela to recover this heavy crude that it claims it has, even though Louisiana is a great place to take one of those popular oil cruise vacations. Here's what's disturbing. When we take a look at the actions of the U.S. government over the last 6 to 8 months, Donald Trump has canceled one clean energy project after another, many of them major projects with billions of dollars behind them that were creating heavy manufacturing jobs in the United States for his blue-collar worker constituencies, assembling windmills, solar panel installations, and so on. He has furthermore canceled all of the subsidies for electric vehicles and inflicted severe financial pain on the automobile industry, mostly with an openly stated intention of preventing them from investing more in electric vehicles. You may have noticed the Dumbperor goes out of his way to badmouth clean and alternative energy every chance he gets. Every single one of these moves is a move that favors the U.S. oil industries, and it begins more and more to look like most of his economic policies are being dictated by the oil industry, who, by the way, donated insane amounts of money to help him get reelected. So for all you paranoid folks out there who thought big oil was running America, you were right. Dumbperor damage to the automobile industry extends beyond the things he's doing to prevent them from making electric cars. He's slapped tariffs on so many raw materials that the automobile companies are struggling to keep their heads above water. And they're doing this at a time when China is creating a new electric vehicle economy where cars cost about $10,000 brand new. Batteries are swapped out at battery stations on the highways with ease. They're not inventing this. It's already done. They're manufacturing it in China and they're exporting it to other countries. The U.S. automobile industries are at an inflection point where if they don't successfully compete in that market, they'll go out of business. They all know this. No one's talking about it. But there is a desperate race on in Detroit and other automobile manufacturing cities to get up to speed on what the Chinese have done in electric vehicles. All of this while Donald Trump and the oil industry try to prevent it. It's highly likely, given the fact that this moment now is the window in which Detroit has to succeed at this, that they won't succeed. Highly likely that they won't succeed and that they will go out of business. The oil companies in the United States have elected a government for us, for them, that is trying to put us out of the automobile manufacturing business. And because they are members of the Dumbpire, they're actually too stupid to see that. This does not bode well for the future, my friends.